Hey guys, it's me again. I had to make a video response. This is, well, I don't ever do video responses to other people's videos anymore. I only do them to, like, comments, because I don't like anybody else's videos but mine. Haha! Kidding. Anyway, dude, I really wish you'd make video responses, because I can't pronounce your name at all. I want to say Sauko, so that's what I'm going to say. Sauko31, thank you for your reply to my reply to your reply of my video. I really appreciate it. The dialogue has been great, and I really appreciate the feedback. You're an intelligent evolutionist. I rarely get to say that. I don't mean to bag on evolution in that respect, but there are days. There are days when I look at the atheist community as a whole, or my apologies, the evolutionist community as a whole that looks at the creationists and says, you guys are whack jobs. And then I look at them and go, have you seen the people on your side of the playing field? I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm sorry. But I really appreciate the dialogue, and I really do hope that this goes on. This is not a creation versus evolution video, though. This is me trying to push my Christian morality on other people, because I can. You'll notice I got a haircut. So for anybody who gives a crap, haircut. And I'm probably going to do this more often, because when I keep my speakers on, I've already made this video, but I'm making it again because people were IMing me, and I didn't feel like turning the beep noise off, so I just put headphones on. So, and I'm not going to respond. Anyway, the heart of the matter of this video is something that it bugged the ever-loving out of me. And I'm sorry, I didn't want to make a video response. I made a verbal response to this person with my upset. I can't begin to say how aggravating what this man did was, and considering he's an adult, and he kind of, if you watch his videos, I'll talk a little bit more about him in a second, but if you watch his videos, he does kind of put off an air of intelligence and an air of superiority, which, you know what, if you are intellectually superior to someone, I think you should have the right to, I won't say flaunt it, but I will say be it. You know, if I am more intelligent than someone else I'm talking to, I'd like it to be evident. I don't want people to think we're on the same level when we aren't. Not that I'm trying to put myself above them or put them below me, but I don't want people misconstruing, you know, the person who's right. That sounds really arrogant, I know, but it bothers me. So I think he has every right to appear intelligent in his videos, because he seems like a pretty smart guy. But the problem I have, his name is Phoenix Shade 3, and anybody who watched my last video, Some Answers to Evolution, this was my response to Sayuko's response to my video talking about the nylon, bacteria, sickle cell, I'm sorry, I'm tired. It's 8:30 here, but I get tired at weird times of the day. I'm getting off track again. And we had a dialogue, and I made a mistake. I said it in my comment. I will say it again. I goofed. My apologies. I really do mean that. I did not mean to make the mistake I made. I will spell out my mistake. Sayuko mentioned the nylon bacteria, and the way he said it, and the way my source described it, I was led to believe that the bacteria was invented or was produced in a laboratory. It wasn't. That was my mistake. I misread my source. I kind of took what he said, and as I was reading, I was like, okay, you know, Sayuko was right, you know, and that's not what he said, and that's not what my source said. So I took that wrongly. My apologies. I admit I goofed, and it happens. You know, it happens. Sometimes I'll tell you what Phoenix Shade said. First of all, he said that the nylon-eating bacteria was not produced in a laboratory, which is what I said, and I was wrong. Get your facts straight before you pretend to know something, which I take offense to. I won't continue at this point. You've displayed a level of ignorance combined with arrogance that precludes me from watching the remainder of your video. And I don't think he's smart enough to honestly use that language aside from trying to make me feel stupid. So I disown you, Phoenix Shade. personally, I know you're a smart guy, but there's no reason to talk all uppity, you know? I don't like the ignorance, arrogance part, because ignorance, I'll admit, I'm ignorant. Suco's the first I've heard of the nylon bacteria, because it's not something that I've seen, because I personally don't think it's something that's used a lot in debate. I mean, I'll get into that in a different video as to why I think that, excuse me, as to why I think it's not used in debate as much as some people would like it to have been. But if you're watching this, Phoenix Shade, I got a few things I'd like to say. First of all, you were very arrogant in this comment. You definitely put yourself on a plateau above me. Calling me arrogant in an arrogant fashion makes you look no better than me. And considering the fact, and I take offense to this statement because I'm well aware of my arrogance in my videos. I do it on purpose, okay? And I don't do it on purpose to insult anyone. I do it on purpose because I like playful banter between other people. I like to, you make fun of me, I make fun of you. It's a two-way street. And I have no problems with an evolutionist calling me out on something I say. I have no problem with being arrogant in a comedic fashion. And considering the fact that had you watched the rest of my video, you'd know that, because I actually in this video spelled that out, if I remember the video correctly, which I'm pretty sure that I do. So I admit to ignorance, and I take offense to arrogance. Now, calling me out on my mistake would have been the intellectual thing to do. You, on the other hand, took the butthole way out. And I have no problem with saying that. What you did was obnoxious, was rude, and was assuming an authoritative stance above me, saying, oh, well, basically what I get from your comment is that you would never do something like this. You would always have your facts perfectly straight, and God himself forbid you ever make a mistake. And I find that offensive. And I think anybody who read that comment and understood and now understands where I'm coming from would also find that offensive. You jumped the gun, pal. If you had... Suco called me on it. He called me on it. And he said, hey, thanks for the reply. I said nylon was invented, not the bacteria. He called me on it, and I admit to being wrong. I have no problem with saying that. You did not call me on it. You assumed a plateau of greatness. And I think that a big reason, and I'm going to assume you're an atheist simply because of the video previewed on your channel, is an atheistic video. Your videos seem pretty pro-atheism and anti-theism, though I don't know if you're an anti-theist. I'm going to assume you're an atheist. It's people like you that give Christians or theists in general the ammo to call atheists immoral. I don't do that as a ballpark statement. I don't say all atheists are immoral, because I've met some pretty moral atheists. But it's people like you that give the atheist community in general a bad name. And I think that you are the source of the problem. Maybe not entirely you, but your style of atheist in general is definitely a source of this problem. You definitely assumed a plateau of arrogance. And, I mean, I don't know really how else to put this. You put yourself above me almost as if to say that I was an ignorant theist. And I think you didn't use the word theist intentionally because you didn't want to be one of these people, but it's blatantly obvious from your comment that you are one of those type of people. You didn't watch the remainder of my video because you didn't give me the benefit of the doubt, which I don't blame you. I wouldn't give me the benefit of the doubt either in most instances. But considering that I've obviously not done very little research on this, and I did enough research to get by, I am ignorant. I'll own up to that. But you, sir, should have been willing to give me the benefit of the doubt and listen to the rest of my video. And the fact that you didn't, I think, makes you ignorant. And this comment makes you arrogant. So if you're going to call me on something, I suggest that you make sure you don't fit the bill. Now I'm done ranting, and that's all I have for this evening. I will make another video shortly. All I have to say is peace and God bless, and thank you guys for watching.